What's up, people? Welcome yet again to Ray Reviews, where I, Ray, bring you an array of videos from the anime world and geek culture. Today I'll be previewing the anime Koi to Uso, aka Love and Lies. This is my first anime impression from the summer season, but I plan to cover some more series shortly after this video, so be sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss a thing. All of my opinions in this video will be based off this show's first 3 episodes. Love and Lies is a high school romance drama that is based off an ongoing manga. This anime is licensed by Sentai Filmworks, and at the time of this recording, it is exclusively available to watch legally with English subtitles on Amazon's Anime Strike channel. You know, everyone's favorite anime streaming service. The setting of Love and Lies centers around a Japanese society where the government assigns every 16-year-old their future marriage partner based on their own genetics in order to solve the country's unstable population growth, and have been doing so since the mid-1970s. Technically, the government doesn't force people to marry their assigned lovers, but very few citizens go against their nation's recommendation, and so love is no longer an unknown journey, it's a calculated science. Enter Yukari Nejima, a 15-year-old nobody on the verge of getting his government notification. With nothing to lose, Yukari decides to throw caution into the wind and admits his romantic feelings for his longtime crush, Misaki Takasaki, hours before his sweet 16. And lo and behold, it turns out she has been in love with him this whole time too, and they even kiss right there on the spot. However, not as all well with these two new lovebirds. Soon afterwards, Yukari receives his arranged partner's information, and his parents set up a meeting with his chosen future bride, Lilina Sanada, and her family. Sanada is impressed by Yukari and doesn't plan on marrying him. However, she takes an interest in Yukari when he explains to her that he has fallen in love with Misaki. Sanada sees that Yukari is truly in love with her and decides to support them in their romantic endeavor. However, early on, Misaki hesitates to follow her heart to be with Yukari for the fear of their unknown future and going against the social norm. What kind of destiny is in store for these adolescents? And will old-fashioned love triumph overall, or will it be crushed by the government system? In short, it appears this series is a love triangle story with one hell of a twist. I admit, I find the show's premise to be very interesting. Having an arranged marriage at a very young age doesn't seem very romantic, yet it seems like most government-assigned couples end up in a happy relationship and even have healthy children, which is something that cannot be easily overlooked. The main cast of characters in the series seem familiar, yet have a tad bit more personality than you would expect. Yukari is your basic nice guy wimp, but he does manage the courage to express his true feelings, and even manages to kiss the girl of his dreams multiple times in the first few episodes. Misaki appears to be a typical sweetheart, though her hesitation to give in to their forbidden love also gives her a little bit more depth. Sanada seems like a socially awkward, straightforward teenager, which is a character I personally can relate to, and her unique relationship between our Romeo and Juliet of the story is a position that can only end tragically, but I might be getting ahead of myself there. And then there's the show's wildcard, Yusuke Nisaka, who is Yukari's friend, who seems to have his own agenda, though it is too early to tell exactly what he will contribute to the story's narrative. Overall, I'm curious to see what will happen to these characters and see if young love can overcome the odds of modern science. Yes, the character designs of the show are kind of weird. I'm sure you have noticed there are larger-than-life eyeballs at this point. I think most people don't find the size of their eyes disturbing, because let's face it, anime has some crazy eye proportions in general, but the lack of detail and the dark color of their eyes is what makes them stand out to people. Personally, I don't dislike them, nor do I love its character designs. They are different, and with so many anime titles out there, being different isn't a bad thing in my opinion. Now, what I'm not so forgiving of, so far in the show, is its animation consistency. On the whole, the animation isn't hideous, it just can be off-putting at times. Facial expressions do not sync up with certain moments, body proportions got ugly once or twice, and whenever the camera's just slightly away from characters' faces, the artwork gets kind of funky, and not the good kind of way. The anime is done by the same studio who did Yamada-kun and the Seven Witches, so I'm a little disappointed that the quality of animation here isn't quite as good as it was in that anime. Speaking of which, if you're curious what my thoughts about Yamada-kun and the Seven Witches are, stay tuned after this video, and I'll leave a link at the end of this video to take you directly to that review. Alright, let's go on to the next section. The Japanese performance thus far appear to be in order. Yukari comes off as a nervous, gentle soul, and I was surprised to find out he is played by the same actor who played Yamada in Yamada-kun and the Seven Witches, which is impressive considering how different these two characters are from each other. My favorite frontrunner voice actor would be Kana Hanazawa, who plays Misaki in the show. She has done a large body of work in her career as a voice actress, and so far it seems like she's hit yet another home run in this one as well. My biggest problem with this series so far is its music. I really don't care for it one single bit. Speaking of which, to me the audio mix in the show also seemed really poor. Too often the music sounded extremely loud and drowned out some of the more important dialogue scenes. Now if I like the music, I might be more forgiving. However, the soundtrack rarely matched the mood of various scenarios and left me feeling discouraged that it will never get better in this show. To end on a more positive note, I found the opening ending songs to be very catchy and ended up looking forward to them each episode. To recap, the setup of this romance tale definitely has me on the edge of my seat and has me wondering what will happen to our heroes. Its uncommon character designs do separate itself from other anime series out there, which is a plus to me in this case. The animation and character models can get choppy at times, though not enough to interrupt my enjoyment. The Japanese voice talent makes me feel confident that it will deliver the feels when the time arises. I disapprove of the original soundtrack, but at least the opening ending put a smile on my face. So with all that in mind, and based off my own enjoyment and preferences, I give Love and Lies a recommendation to watch it this anime season. The story and characters are good enough that I'm willing to take a risk with yet another romance story so shortly after falling in love with Tsuki ga Kire from last season. Shameless plug in number 2. The review for that will be at the end of this video as well, so check it out. But hey, that's just my opinion. What are your impressions of Love and Lies? Leave me your thoughts and questions in the comments section. If there's an anime you'd like me to review, not preview because unfortunately that's already been booked at this point, then feel free to put your request down below and I'll try to make it happen. If you like what I do here, please share this video amongst your friends and hit that like and subscribe button. That stuff really does help me out and I truly appreciate all the help that I can get. Look me up on social media if you're into that kind of thing. And last but most importantly, thank you so much for watching. I was Ray and I'll see you guys again on the next episode of Ray Reviews.